All right, guys. How's it going?
Is this what you were kind of warning us against yesterday, that it's not always going to be pretty?
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling this game wasn't going to be pretty. We were a team that's still trying to recover from that long road trip and just a season, that's kind of builds up on you a little bit, and you kind of go through these dog days sometimes, and to get a positive result against a rival when you don't play at your best is a positive thing.
You notice anything defensively that teams are doing differently over these last couple of days?
I mean, not in particular. Not in particular. It just seems like we've kind of lost our flow offensively a little bit, and maybe are making some shots that we hit early. And then maybe have some guys questioning themselves a little bit. Which is natural. So we've got to do a great job as a staff at building them back up, and they got to do a great job as individuals of just making sure that they're keeping their confidence at a high level.
Along those lines, how did you think that after Kirk hit his first one, how'd you feel? After he hit his second one, how'd you feel?
Well, I mean, after he hit his first one, I was happy, but then he came down and he shot a really tough next one. I mean, like that's not how you get yourself back on track. I mean, the way you get yourself back on track is you shoot quality shots, within the rhythm of the offense. And maybe I felt like we were maybe trying a little bit too hard, at some points today to kind of get ourselves going a little bit. And listen, that's because guys care. I mean, they want to contribute to the team, and so it's not a bad thing, but we just got to have a little better understanding of, what efficient, good shots can be, because those are the ones you're going to make.
I mean, what did you like about the way the team was able to get to the line and then finish at the line?
Yeah, I mean, in the first half was great. I mean, you just felt that it was just a choppy game, and we were being physical inside, and guys were posting up hard and are driving to the basket, and just it kept us in the game. We were ice cold, and to be able to go in at half tied when you shoot, I don't know, in the 20s is it's a positive thing.
How much has Umar's new form helped him out on the free throw line?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it helps him. Every once in a while he has one. You're like, you're trying to encourage him to get a little more arc on it, But yeah, Umar's done. He's worked really hard. I mean, obviously he's kind of become an anchor of what we're doing right now, and and he deserves a ton of credit. I mean, he's put together like four games in a row and playing at a high level, and we need that out of him right now. Obviously we're not quite at 100% physically, and so his growth has been really important for us.
When did you think that Azulis would go, and how do you think he did?
I mean, he wanted to play, and I think he's getting closer. He just maybe his timing's off a little bit because he hasn't been able to practice much, and then he just doesn't quite have his legs under him like he normally would. And we'll continue to attack it, and if we think that he's making progress and can help the team, even if it's in a lesser role, he's the type of teammate that's willing to sacrifice and do that, which says a lot about his character.
What do you think about the surprise he had with his mom coming out?
I mean, that was really cool. I mean, it's really cool. I don't think, a lot of people, realize, during COVID, these international guys, they might have been able to go home, but their families have never been able to come over and see how they live. So to be able to show, for him and Tote to show their mom where they live and how they live and the people around them and get to meet them face to face is really special.
What did you like about your defense in the second half? You really shut them down.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were a little more attentive. Obviously, Horn, we let him get loose, and I think he was 5 for 8 from 3 in the first half. And I know he got 4 more attempts in the second half, but it just didn't feel like his rhythm was kind of good. I just thought we were more attentive, and our pressure was a little more solid, and we're a great defensive team, and to be able to hang your hat on your defense on a night when, or a stretch of the season when your offense is struggling like it is, it's really important to being, competing for championships. And obviously that's what we want to do. I mean, that's the standard. So, I'm proud of how the guys are defending and hanging with it.
What did you take of that first stretch? You threw out some press on them, and they turned it over like 6 times in the first 4 minutes. But on the other hand, you weren't, not hitting shots.
Well, the pressing, it looked good. It felt good, and it just, offensively, we weren't getting any separation from them. So then I just, felt like we probably needed to get back on the half court and just be a little more solid defensively. I thought they were going to struggle if we got them in the half court defensively. And for the most part, we did. I mean, I think they, obviously this game was a rock fight. I think both teams shot 32%, which, I haven't been a part of many games like that.
It seemed like rebounding It's key down the stretch of the game. You guys win that battle, and it seemed like you guys were building up down the stretch there.
Yeah, I mean, we're a good rebounding team, and and we want to attack the glass at both ends, and it's really important for what we do. And for Christian to go out and get 13 rebounds today and play over 30 minutes, I mean, that's huge. And he didn't have his best game, maybe offensively, but just to be able to control the glass like that and impact it defensively like he did says a lot. I mean, he had 5 blocks, 3 steals. I mean, that's really 3 assists, no turnovers. That's impressive.
What's your equivalent of taking extra batting practice? Is it as simple as getting more shots?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of that. It's taking extra shots for sure. I mean, just making sure you feel good, mentally making sure, that the coaching staff and the player are in tune with each other, because at the end of the day, one of the only things I could do when I play was shoot the basketball, and I know these guys don't miss on purpose, and when they miss it, I mean they feel worse than you do, So you just got to kind of hang with it sometimes, and then the thing that we have to evaluate is the type of shots we're getting, that our offense is getting us, and the types of decisions we're making on those shots. Are we turning down good shots? To take tougher shots, who do we want taking those shots? Where do we want to get them, and within our offense? And, that's something we're continuing to look at. And as you get deeper in conference seasons, teams scout more and they make adjustments. So, we'll have to kind of make our own adjustments to that. And sometimes the adjustment is just doubling down on what you already do. So we'll figure that out this week.
What's the plan for the next few days before the rematch with UCLA?
Rest. I mean, we're going to rest, take a breath. I mean, I'm still tired from last week, and I can't imagine what the guys are going through. When you get back after a long road trip, an emotional game, and Wednesday, you're getting back at the middle of the night, and then, you have to deal with Thursday, Friday. I mean, I still feel it Saturday morning. I mean, it's real. So just resting and trying to get our energy level back up and clear our minds a little bit and try to make that next push.
Still anticipate those teams trying to slow you down, get you in a half court, kind of.
Oh, I'm sure that's every team wants to do, and, I mean, I'm not naive. I know that sometimes as you get later in the season, these games aren't going to be track meets. And I think it's important to be able to win games a lot of different styles. And we're okay having to grind it out in the half court. We're not afraid of that. I mean, it doesn't bother me a bit when you can defend like we do. Sometimes if there's less possessions, it could be to our advantage. So, we'll keep trying to play the way we want to play with great pace and tempo and ball movement. And but if the game kind of comes to a screeching halt, and I'm not opposed to starting to throw the ball inside more and seeing what those guys can do.
How much of a luxury is it that you have the ability to kind of get guys to draw fouls when the offense isn't working with the shooting, that that's going to always be there?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's always going to be there. I don't know if you can always trust the whistles. You know what I mean? But when you play with force, a lot of times the interior defenders and the other team get in foul trouble. Each one of those fouls, gets you closer to the bonus. Once you're in the bonus, you can get fouled at 40, 50 feet from the basket and get points out of it. So it just makes scoring easier. And that's the approach. And it's kind of a cumulative effort, as I've talked about before, just how we want to impact the game. And, offensively, great pace, great ball movement, try to make good decisions, good shot selection, attack the offensive glass. You're just kind of, and then, if you're putting foul pressure on them and free throws are part of that, I mean, that's a lot for the defense. It's a lot of opportunities for them to make a mistake.
So with what you're saying about scouting, and now you're head into the second round of Pac-12, I mean, do you expect a lot more games like this? Teams going to try and...
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, it's my first time through it. I'm expecting every game to be tough. I'm not sitting up here, thinking because we're ranked or our record is such and such that, we're going to show up and beat teams. I know that's not how it works. So, we're going to stay locked and loaded and we respect every team that we're going to play. And I know this. I know we got, we got the LA schools coming here next week. Then we got to go to ASU. That ain't going to be easy. Then we got to go to the Washingtons. That ain't going to be easy. So, and I also understand that, the first time you play somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean that's how the next game's going to be. So yeah, we're definitely, it's got our attention.
So you say rest, could you guys take a couple days off since you don't play again until?
I mean, maybe we'll see. I mean, I haven't gotten that far. I mean, it's I guess technically our rest starts a little bit earlier than normal. Because there was an early game today, so we'll see where we're at Monday, and what'll be the best plan going forward.
Did Zoo come in? Oh, did he practice at all yesterday? He said, was he still cold like he was at UCLA, or were you able to?
I mean, he got up and down the court a little bit, but we didn't do too much live, So I mean, this is kind of come at a tough time of the year for him, where it's maybe hard to have a lot more live practices, full contact type stuff. So but hey, listen. Zoo's an amazing person, and I know a lot of you probably haven't had a chance to sit down and visit with him, but he's a really special guy, high character, and what he's trying to do for us right now, I mean, I'll tip my cap to him, and I'm very thankful. All right, guys. See you guys.